Everyone, hope everything is going well. Okay, let's look at the weekly hanky panky going on in this hobby. And I will include some Pokemon as well. So Rattle, start out with Rattle Pokemon. And yeah, his title says Pokemon card thief busted by the police. Let's take a look at this.
Again, we got so many angles here. Look, here they are carrying him out. She's got him by the leg. It's insane. I mean, he's a pretty big boy, so it kind of it's crazy to think that they needed four cons to hold him down so he would finally comply. We got to go through everything here with the vendor. See what he was stealing from them. Hopefully, everyone got their stuff back. Missing a shoe. You got the applause. No place for this, guys. Not the applause. No place for stealing. There's no reason to steal. You do not need to steal. Put that time and effort into something else, and if or you're going to end up embarrassing yourself like this. The front row card showing Pasadena. I guess they should have mentioned that earlier in the video. So here they are going through the cards. Now you might have purchased some of that stuff. Regardless, don't steal. Don't do it. Even if you think you're going to get away with it, which you almost certainly aren't. At some point in time, you're going to get caught. No matter how klepto you are,
There's cameras everywhere, so yeah. If you're gonna steal, you'll eventually get arrested for that. So don't do it. FAFO. All right. Let's take a look at some of the other news out there. So this is going to be in the political sphere, but I want to tie into sports cards. So this dude, man, Downey won in New York. So why am I talking about this in regards to sports cards? So suppose you have guys like this that win in the coming years, in the next decade, right? There's going to be a lot of taxing of high end property. There's going to be taxing of retirement accounts, in my opinion, other types of accounts regarding to investing. So if people see this trend coming ahead, where are people going to put their money? I think what some people are going to do is they're going to put their money in very high-end collectibles to get away with this. Not everything, but they're going to put more money into it. And you're somewhat seeing it with Ruben trying to get rich guys into this high-end sports card market. Now, just assume that, okay, yeah, there could be some conspiracy hanky-panky going on, but part of it could be legit where you're getting these rich athletes just putting money in. And it could be just be, some sort of tax shelter. Why do I say this? I talked to a CPA that I work with. He does my taxes. And what he said in terms of collectibles, some people may just say, this is a hobby, and some people may use it in investing vehicle. And then he says, depending on how it's determined, you know, some people are going to choose one or the other, obviously. Now, well, some people with ulterior motives say that, oh, no, it's part of my PC rather than investing, and maybe they could get some sort of better tax treatment. That's now what I'm thinking may end up going on. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to do that, but I do believe some people may end up doing that, assuming the CPA that I talk to is correct in terms of tax treatment. But once again, I'm not telling you what to do and follow the tax rules, do everything, by the book, okay? Now, going on to, a few other things. let's look at some of the screenshots that I took for my Instagram channel. If you want to be an influencer for Dick's Sporting Goods, Dick's Sporting Goods, I was sent this, has a campaign goal and they're trying to get influencers. Okay, that's fine. That's their motive, but they have to do various stories, one Instagram post. I hope they're disclosing it, these influencers. They're not paying a whole lot from what I saw. I swear I saw what, $250. So once again, if you are a sports card influencer, you want to hype this stuff up, go to Dick's and apply there. Now I'm just thinking, some of these other things, but Fanatics, are they doing the same thing and they're not disclosing it? That's what I'm curious about. Like, how much of this stuff is fake? People are sending me messages and comments that, hey, the thing that Jeff Wilson did, that looked fake. Like it could not be. But, Jeff Wilson has lied in the past. That is a fact. Okay. And I could go through the videos where he has lied and he won't talk about that. So what is the plan for some of these companies? We shall see. Just another day in the sports card hobby. Michael Rubin, Eagles fan, hanging out with Shine. I don't know who this guy is, so just another day. Okay, this was a P. Ryan collection post, and I shared it. He shouted me out. Anyways, MJ rookie card sells for $2.5 million through Pharrell's auction house. It's a new auction house. And a lot of people, including me, I was thinking this. I didn't do a post on this. I just thought it was fishy that it sold for that much. P. Ryan says, until the buyer or seller comes out publicly, this is a BS sale, propping up the value of the other signed ones and getting this auction house some needed press. This card was at Sotheby's and then pulled. Anytime something shows up at a legit auction house and then is pulled for a lesser tier auction house, just know some hanky panky, borrowing AIH sports term, went down. And then there were articles about this. You could take a look. Oh, lovely. It decides to freeze up on me.
Nope.
All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Anyways, over at Front Office Sports, it says only one bid was placed and experts were taken aback by the price. Okay? Taken aback by the price. Okay? This is the highest price paid ever for this particular card. It significantly leaps a signed 1986 Fleer rookie card that went for 1.0 million 2022. The deal comes with mystery. The winning bid of $2 million was the only bid. The total value of the sale rises to 2.5 million because the auction house Jupiter charges a 25% buyer's premium. It's a shocking amount of money, Will Stern, a reporter and editor at Collect, says. Front Office Sports. I don't think there's anyone I spoke to within the industry that expected this. So that's why a lot of people are thinking some hanky panky. Who is this buyer? Is there legit hanky panky going on? And I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. All right, I posted this earlier today. And I said, had a conversation with the guy involved in the hobby. I'm not going to mention who. Apparently, some of the slabs have fake cards. I mean, we all know this, but like I got like another tip. Slabs have fake cards that are allegedly authenticated by Beckett. These cards are allegedly from China. So if you're at the National, if you're buying high-end cards, take a real close at those cards. You don't want to be buying some bootleg fake card from China in a BGS, slab. All right. That's the last thing you want to do. Say then you flex that card and then news comes out. Oh, that's a fake. There's some really smart collectors in this hobby that can detect this stuff. But at the shows, if you're just going around, have a few drinks in you, and you're not paying attention or you're not an expert, these kind of things can happen. So just watch out. I always deal on the low end. People mock me. Like, this is one of the reasons why. So a reputable dude, mentioned this to me, right? He doesn't do social media or anything like that. So it is what it is. So, keep your eye out on that. One last thing I wanted to get into here. Coop, Cooper Flagg, basketball card just sold. Let me see that. Super Flag card. Yeah. So this is from Collect. Cooper's Flags top collegiate card sells for $97,000 or $97,600. An autographed flag card from 2024-2025 Bowman Chrome University sets a record this week. Now, I never heard of this dude until I listened to Deece Vintage. He's on Instagram. He was talking about this dude all the time. He lives in Maine, and Cooper Flagg is from Maine. So that's when, this dude got on my radar. And then, as you know, in the national championship game, he lost, but, he was, one of the top players for Duke. So very interesting. We do realize that a lot, or we do know that a lot of top one picks, they don't come to fruition. So who knows? Maybe this guy will, but we shall see. So first card, 97,600. Let's see some of his other cards. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about this week in Hanky Panky in the sports card hobby. Hope you have a nice 4th of July week ahead. Be safe, be careful. Anyways, I'll talk to you next week. See ya. Bye.